is not. Everybody pitches in.
Ren, are you bringing the phone?
Cutting out. It didn't. Yeah, nobody heard the music, and you were just.
It was like, bup, bup. That's awesome. How you doing today, buddy?
Yeah.
Love
Oh
to
well,
see it.
it's still epic that you're here.
With the
You know,
shades on and
sometimes
everything.
drama is comedy and sometimes it's tragedy.
Oh.
Oh, see.
Blade
Wait,
axe.
it is now. We fixed it. We fixed it. We already called him out for it.
Yeah.
We've had a chat with X about his symmetry, don't worry.
Listen here, pal.
Oh, but look at that.
Yeah. As soon as I noticed that as well, I was like, no. Hang on.
Fix this. Yeah.
Bro, I know what I'm gonna do in my first episode.
Oh my god.
Asymmetry is great if it's intentional, but when it's a build like this, where it's clearly symmetrical, but it's one block off, it is weird.
Yeah.
Pick a side, even.
I had a message in my chat. I was just muted for a second there, talking to them, and they were saying y'all should just get together and build more often, which I couldn't agree more with.
Yeah.
Well, it's like a
I agree.
podcast. You know, people constantly request, at least on my Twitter feed, why is there no Hermitcraft podcast? And I say, yeah, we should, you know, should do one.
Been trying
was
to
even
get you guys to build it.
Getting a better mic for it. If you do a podcast, guys, I get an XLR mic. Finally. Wouldn't that be something?
Here's the thing though, like when you ask something to be something else, you might miss the point. Like, this isn't technically a podcast, but this is what people are loving. So giving them like a hermit build session every now and then, maybe that's what we do.
Guys, I'm so sad.
Why?
Because I've been planning this dramatic entrance the whole day, and then I had my mic muted.
Yeah, I know.
Everybody go hug Ren.
In my
He's
stream.
right there on the front. Go hug him.
Don't worry, Ren.
That was
it
the
had
most-
the effect you
love
wanted,
you.
buddy.
That was the most unprofessional intro ever.
You want to do it again?
Yeah, you have
let's
full
figure that
permission
The
to.
the
it
magic
again.
is gone.
It's
No.
gone.
It's done.
I'm sorry.
Or Ren.
How's everybody doing, by the way? Sorry, I'm late.
Pretty good.
I was walking the Chihuahua.
Ren, I'm doing terrific. I had some slight anxieties about, we've taken a break. Maybe people won't be here when we come back. I mean, the amount of people tuning in right now shows us that the Hermitcraft community is so strong.
Wait, hold the phone, Azuma Void, Doctor.
Okay.
How many people are watching right now?
I don't
Check on
I've
my
broken
phone.
my stream record from season 7 of like 10,
Okay.
11, 12. We got 13,000 people that have been
So
stuck around for the last hour.
13,000
Oh,
people
yep.
plus another few thousand
it's,
from all the other hermits witnessed the most unprofessional intro of a hermit of all time ever.
I got about 500 in mine, so.
Okay, excellent. I'm just gonna, I don't know. I'm gonna go hide in a hole somewhere for a while.
I thought it was
No, it was a great job, buddy. You did fantastic.
I think
Don't worry,
Fantastic.
everyone. Ren will be
Well done, Ren.
Ren will be back March 18th to race in Mario Kart, though. So
Heck
Oh,
yeah.
apparently I've
Yeah.
got 1,000 here.
Yeah.
Never mind, I was wrong.
Listen, Joe, I've got my my slides down, my friend. You know the little
man.
the slide thingies, and then you get a little boost when you do the slide slide well. Ooh, I got it down. I'm coming for
heard
you,
it here
Joe. I'm
first,
coming
folks.
for you, dude.
Dog is here to bring the sparks.
If my data is correct, it says 3,600 viewers on my stream as well, which is nuts,
Well, thanks for that, Doc. Thanks for adding to my anxiety. Appreciate it,
just
man.
wanted to let you know. All good. So, okay, we thank you. Wow. Okay, sub bombs are happening. Okay, you take a
You guys
break
have any more questions?
for
Or
3 months, and then this crazy stream happens where you're completely overwhelmed, not thanked a single person who donated and gifted, and all of a sudden there's $170 in the doggy fund. I don't know how it got there. Thank you guys, much appreciated. All right, yeah, more questions.
yeah, any questions?
Let's see. Watching this
Any
chat.
specific
I got a
trope
question for all
about
of
this
you.
season? We cannot tell you. Sorry.
Oh yeah.
Did anyone forget about this texture? Because I forgot they added this.
What?
The quartz
Oh,
bricks.
such
I'm
a
down here at the
pretty
front.
block.
Oh really? Yeah, that is.
Yeah,
What?
I
I've never seen this. This is
It's
brand new to me.
brick.
It's
What?
witchery. It's modded.
That's
Yeah,
cool.
feels it.
That's
I'm looking at this and I'm like, oh, maybe we should have used
Alright.
this. You know?
So I saw an interesting question. I think that's also a good one for Ren because he's very creative.
All right, go on. I'll do my.
I
I'm
saw
still
some
reeling, but go on.
So
guy.
somebody asked, do we sometimes feel creatively limited because everything is supposed to be survival-ish, Minecraft.
I would say absolutely yes, but at the same time, survival is one of the reasons that I play. So it's kind of like a balance. It's like it does hold you back because it's slow, but that's part of the charm is that it's your world. You go into it, you manipulate it. I mean, it's our world, right? And there's that trade-off. Like the creativity that you get to express also comes from a lot of grind and hard work, and I've always liked that, but it does hold you back. You could obviously do more if you played in creative, right?
Yeah, in a way.
Well, I would say that if in a single player world, when you're on your own or you're doing a single player series, for sure, vanilla holds you back. The way that I approach Minecraft these days is that anything is possible. This is a game of infinites, including infinite creativity and infinite ideas. The good thing about the Hermitcraft server is that within a couple of weeks, we are in creative mode, essentially. Not in the building side of things, but we, within a couple of months, have access to unlimited blocks of any kind, because we all work together to make all the farms. So on Hermitcraft, whatever you can imagine will be made eventually. If we look at Season 8, Doc and I made this thing called the Octagon, which was made out of, I think it was, if I remember correctly, Doc, 38,000 deep slate blocks.
Yeah.
Now, to get that many deep slate blocks, Doc had to literally mine out the bottom of Minecraft for about 2 weeks. But he did it, and we were able to bring to life this crazy idea that we had. So I don't think vanilla holds the hermits back whatsoever. In fact, I think it actually inspires us because it gives us challenges that we must overcome, right? Like we created this octagon design in creative, and Doc and I were in a meeting, and I was like, Doc, dude, this is too much deep slate, man. We don't have enough time in the season for this. Doc's like, dude, I got this. And that inspired Doc to come up with the most insane world eater, which then created this crazy underwater glow squid sanctuary, which was amazing. And so much awesomeness came out of that challenge, right? Like that challenge we had to overcome. So if anything, vanilla is the fuel that hermits use to go bigger and bigger and bigger, you know? And I don't even think we are... Here's the scary thing, and I don't know how you hermits feel, man. Like every season comes around, the mega bases get bigger, the builds get bigger, everything gets bigger, right? And I often see viewers saying, when is too big, right? When do the hermits get too big? When is everything gonna like plateau and the builds are just gonna stay the same size? I don't even think we have begun, my friends.
No,
I think we are not even close to the size of things that we are going to be building in the future. Gigabase is going to be tiny in comparison to what we're going to be doing in the next couple of years.
The build height is going up. I'm going to be building my biggest base ever because I can build my tallest base ever.
Heck
This
yeah.
is an opportunity.
This season, my main project is also huge.
Yeah. The way that I see it, right, like between the hermits, the mods that we have available, Lightmatica, etc., the technology behind everything that we do, I think the possibilities are just really endless. Every season when I go to start designing my own base, like I'm thinking, how can I top last season? And, you know, just not even just size wise, but like heights, scale, design, everything. You know, like I want it to be better. So
Yeah, well, you know, I was talking about this on stream last night. I have a very simple philosophy for anybody who is creative, right? Make sure that the next thing you do is just a bit better than the last thing you did, right? If you just follow that philosophy in your life, you will eventually end up in some sort of God mode. Just as long as you make sure whatever you do next is better than... it's compounding interest, right? Exactly.
I heard this thing the other day. Read for 30 minutes a day, and in 50 years, you'll read 1,000 books or something, or 10,000
wow.
books. Like,
and it's the same with creativity.
Interest.
You know, just focus on getting better. Like, and you don't have to get better in leaps and bounds. You can get a little bit better each time, as long as you're just getting better each time. And honestly, I think that Hermitcraft is just at the beginning. I think that we're starting to scratch the surface of what we're capable of. And you know, every season of Hermitcraft, we do things that we didn't think we would do. And we open doors that we didn't think could be opened. And then all of a sudden, I mean, look at season 8. We had our first gigabase. You asked us 2 years ago if a gigabase would have been a thing. We would have been like, what's that? No, that would never happen. And look, it happened. So what is next for Hermitcraft? Who knows, man? All I know is it's going to be massive. And it's going to be awesome. And I can't wait to get started.
Yeah. No, very excited for what's to come, especially with like new blocks being added, new mobs being added. I don't know about anybody else, but I am literally so hyped for Decked Out. Like I literally can't wait. I mean, just knowing what Tango's cooking up is like, because that dude just doesn't miss when he makes stuff, and it's going to be amazing, I think.
Heck yeah.
So.
Heck yeah. I think there's a couple of hermits that are actually brewing up some tasty mini games and whatnot for the season. I think one of the interesting things about this season actually is...
Also think about that, Ren. Some hermits are out for redemption. Like I was last season. And you guys saw what that led to when one hermit is out for redemption. Iskal was out pretty much most of the season. So you know he's gonna come back with a vengeance.
Oh yeah, last season was my redemption season. So
yeah, and, my opinion, you know, if there, like every year there is the awards on the Reddit, right?
The Hermes.
The Hermes and awards. Like Ren and I this season got like best story idea or whatever, you know, with our whole shtick we had going on with the Hermitrix. But I think a lot of people voted for Javin, also doing a really great season. You know, really solid season. And yeah, this is the good thing with the group. You know, we always have somebody that is willing to take it to the next level, and then all the other hermits be like, oh wait a minute, you know, gotta step up my game. Hermit X, Y, Z is going crazy. Better make sure to keep up. And
yeah,
that's also what keeps it going here. It's not a competition in that it's more of, I don't know, like you play
inspire
with
each other.
Yeah, it's inspiring, right? You play with your idols. For me, for example, Scar is one of my general YouTube idols, and of course, you know, I mean, everybody knows Iso is my god.
Yeah.
And then there's several others, but for example, Scar is one of the most inspiring individuals you can even think of. He's so talented and dedicated, and playing with somebody like that also, you know, gives me the, like, I want to show my best, like the best.
I totally agree there. Yeah,
and that's also what is a cool thing that makes it a little bit easier even for us to stay on our toes, right? Over all these years, how does it work for so long? Well, you keep each other going, you know. If one guy slacks a little bit or has some issues, the other keeps carrying. Like Ren and I, we had a super nice synergy last season. Whenever the other guy was having a little bit of a downtime or weakness, the other guy all of a sudden came in with another creative inspiration. And boom, you keep on going, and you bounce off of each other like that. And it's really
for me, like being a part of this server that's what it's all about, right? Because when I always tell people, it's like, what's it like being part of the Hermitcraft server? Well, first and foremost, it is challenging. But it's a good challenging, because I know that I can approach any of my friends on this server and ask for constructive criticism, and they're like, okay, this is probably going to need to be changed, and I can respect their opinion. but at the same time, they're also pushing me to be a better creator and a better Minecraft player, and that's what it's all about for me. So
I love that word challenging. I feel like
Yeah.
that's exactly the right attitude to approach this with, like, because if you're an artist, you want to be challenged by the people around you, and this group is always pushing me and challenging me to be better. And
Mhm.
not just at one particular thing, not just at building or at redstone, but at communicating, at focusing on having fun, at all of these things that will help me improve as a creator and as a person. And I hope that our viewers find opportunities to both join, but also create groups like this among their peers, because it is a life-changing experience, and I want more people to have it.
Yeah, agreed.
Yeah, just on that note, like something I've said many times that I see other people in the audience bring up is like, if you're out there like, and oh, Hermitcraft's amazing, I wish I could join. It should be more like, that's amazing, I need to create my own Hermitcraft, right? Like people should be inspired, because let's face it, like we've recruited what, 3 people in the last 4 years or something. It's probably not going to happen, and like maybe you playing Minecraft and making videos isn't actually your strength. Like find whatever your Hermitcraft is. It could look completely different, but you want to make your own thing.
Agreed, X. I think it's also good to have ambitions, like, if you think you're eventually going to get on the server one day, shoot for the moon, dude. Like, if you think you can do it, but at the same time, it wouldn't hurt to even consider making your own, like X said. So,
Well, I think creating your own in a lot of ways is more ambitious. Learn to be a leader, learn to be a communicator, learn to be an artist and technical lead. I mean, these are all like opportunities to learn and to make not only your life but the lives of the people who enjoy your work better. And I mean, like this week, there was a new SMP or an SMP launched a new season called Black Minecraft. Janie Laney is the leader on that, and I have been so excited watching her and her friends stream all week their new Java stuff, and I'm like, I want to get in there with my friends now. You always got to look at this as an opportunity for us to inspire and challenge each other, not only within our own groups, but like across groups. And it's just super exciting to see.
okay.
Oh, Rand, it looks like her Matrix is making it to season 9, doesn't it?
Uh-oh.
Well, we worked in this mod palette for so long. It's trying to, it's hard to break out of it.
It's good. I don't know. What do you guys think about the logo? The logo is important. I was thinking maybe the copper in some variation, not like that maybe, but it's got to stand out a little bit.
I think,
y'all build a
I think
town hall, I
instead
build an
of
entire forest.
I reckon these blocks maybe, like it needs to be brighter, so like maybe copper and prismarine. But like when I look at this, I do like it, but I feel like it needs a bit of like oddness. Like maybe on one side you have like a big tower, and then on to the right you have something a little different. I don't know exactly what, but like just to add some asymmetry into the build.
Yeah.
That clock right there is fantastic. Wow, I love that.
Yeah, maybe around the clock though we need a little bit more design. Somebody has to go to the end and get the head. And plastic.
So I want to talk a little bit more about the starter town, because I wasn't here when you guys were talking about it. I was listening.
Let's do it, then.
Now, for those of you guys who don't know me, and there's probably many of you, but I joined Hermitcraft in season 4, and I joined Hermitcraft with a whole bunch of other hermits that included Cub, Iskal, Wells. I'm gonna forget. Scar.
It was Cub, Scar, yourself, Iskal, and Wells.
Yeah, okay, that's it. Yeah, and
I was gonna say
Stress.
was Stress.
Yeah,
I was gonna say
Stress
Stress was a part of season
Stress was
3.
And we were on a
5.
server called Kingdomcraft, and on that server we worked cooperatively to create kingdoms. It was kind of like a cool concept. We completely shared resources, and we literally just worked together to try build these kingdoms. When we joined Hermitcraft, I mean, I was just terrified. I didn't know what was happening. I was so intimidated. I mean, I was like already a massive Hermitcraft fan. Watching loads of Hermitcraft content. I couldn't believe I was hearing like Azuma's voice in the meeting that I was in. I was like, what the heck? And I think back in those days we were using like Skype or like some other old school thing.
Skype,
my mind was
100%.
just completely blown. And in season 4, we had this really cool concept where we had a districtified world inside of a mesa plateau, and we basically turned the plateaus of the mesa into districts, right? And it was really cool. Some hermits lived in the blue district, the other hermits lived in the purple district. Azuma lived in the purple, and I lived in the blue, for example, and Falsey lived in the blue with me also. And we had, I think that was the first, maybe it was the first season, because I wasn't a part of the previous ones, but the focus was really on like a central shopping district. It didn't start that way, right? Which was interesting. I remember the first shop was like a saddle shop or something, and then suddenly everyone was like, yo,
that was mine.
Yeah, that was yours, Jeff.
So
yeah.
awesome. Yeah.
And then suddenly it just kicked off, and everyone was like, yeah, let's make a shopping district. This is going to be sick. And the shopping district became this like massive central thing. Now, I've never been a part of any SMP where we've had a starter village or town. I kind of get the concept. You all start like, and you live in the same place, but I don't know, like, what does it mean? What is a starter village? Like, you OGs, you guys back from season 1, 2, and 3. What is it?
You need your first base, right?
Right.
Like, you need your first little place. But now you're thinking, I'm going to settle here for a while. Maybe I'll go off, build a couple of basic farms, get a shop off. But I'm going to have like this little area where I get my gusto together, and then later I go off and do the big base, right? And then we all do that in the same area together. So while we're all doing smaller projects, it adds up to a communal town.
Exactly.
And there's
so,
like little
this is-
pop-up shops and stuff too.
Yeah, like this is an exploration update. So for me personally, I don't want to start my base, and my base is going to be so huge this season. I don't want to start it till all the farms are done. But that doesn't mean I should have nowhere to live for a month and a half. You know, I'm going to have my expeditions launch from my starter home in the starter village, then go wander the server, see all this beautiful stuff, get inspired for where my base should fit, and then, you know, I'll go build that later. You know, we don't need to rush into building bases day one.
All right. That sounds pretty good.
Yeah.
So the starter village is kind of made up of bases, like like mini bases, I suppose.
Imagine living in a house instead of a mall.
There you go. Yeah, that's a great way to look at it.
All right.
But no, like those starter villages are comprised of a lot of things. Lots of pop-up shops, small farms, things like that. Just imagine a little community. Like, what would you want in a little community? And then you just build it.
All right, awesome. Well, I'm really looking forward to that. Like I said, I've never really been a part of something like that before. I've watched you guys do it back in the day. But I'm excited to see what happens. And I'm assuming there's probably going to be some prankage that happens.
Oh, definitely.
You know, I think what I'm quite excited about doing, from what I can tell, like in the group in general, I think we're probably going to be digging a little back into the old school this season.
Oh, definitely.
And we're going to be.
I'm ready for that.
Yeah, we're probably going to be doing some stuff that we haven't done in a while. I think pranks are like really cool, a cool way for us to interact, and you know, you never really know what happens when you kick off a little mini prank war, and all you need to do is just think of something silly to do to some hermit, and then just go do it and see what happens. Sometimes something happens, sometimes nothing happens, but I'd like to see more of that this season.
Almost like stealing a cow.
Yeah, exactly.
Odd instead of even.
Yeah, well, exactly. But I think something else that's been missing for a while is mini games. Like, I'm quite excited to maybe get some more mini games going. I mean, Cub is a maniac, of course, and made some of the most epic mini games ever in Hermitcraft history in season 7. But that was just one man doing all of that.
Tarjay, man, Tarjay, so good.
So, is there any more burning questions you guys have in chat? We can do like all hermits look on their chat now again and see.
You
if
know, I'm looking at mine and I'm not seeing any questions anymore. I
Let's
think
see if
they're
any come
really
through.
satisfied, and you know, no one's got anything to say about anything really. I think we
All right, well, we'll see you guys later
wrap
then.
that up. Yeah.
Cheers, guys.
Will we see new collabs?
Ren's like, I'm out of here. See ya.
Will we see new collabs? That's a good question. New collabs, if I understand that right, that means people that don't work together so often. That is one thing. That is a good question, actually. That is also one thing we constantly have as a topic somehow. somehow it ever so often comes up. One guy says, "Man, I feel like I don't get involved with things too much." And then our general solution is always, "Hey, do you maybe have a cool project idea you want to do?" And then some others get involved. We try to encourage collabs all across the board, that we get everybody together as much as possible. Thing is, though, as in any group, there is people that record easier together and get along better, just bounce off each other way more easier than you with others. Sometimes it's just a matter of practice. Like if you record a lot with somebody, you get better at it and things flow, you know. And there's always something we have to consider. So some of the group dynamics that evolve are just natural group dynamics, right? How it is in such a big group. Some people hang out more together. Then some, I don't know, something changes and some people hang out. Some other people hang out more. So sometimes you see groups changing a bit. But of course, in a huge group, there's always subgroups of people who hang out more together, who maybe, I don't know, play some games in their free time together or do some other stuff. Some of us hermits also have met in private already, if you're somewhat closer together, and things like that, you know. So yeah. Oh my God! Please answer the 1.9.
Time zones. Hold on, but time zones are also a huge thing.
Time zones, yeah.
Oh,
Like a lot of it, it's like, why don't you ever record with so and so? It's like, because they're not awake when I can stream or record, and like, you know, and I can try to wake up at 4 or 5 a.m. if it's something where it's like we're absolutely locked in. But if it's something where it's like they're like, hey, just hit me up at around this time, I'm usually on. I'm like, I'm not gonna wake up at 5 a.m. to see if somebody's usually on or not, you know? Like, and it's just how it is sometimes.
I think general question is also, sorry, quickly want to answer this.
No, you're fine, go ahead.
Like, are we gonna plan to update to 1.19? As of now, of course.
Yeah.
Unless it gets delayed.
Yeah.
So don't put that past them.
Well, and one thing we've done in past seasons that we're doing again is we've got one of the world borders is relatively close to the spawn area. So when 119 drops, we can expand that edge of the world border out, you know, a few thousand blocks or whatever.
We haven't agreed on
Actually, this time, yeah.
Okay. All right.
I mean,
so that's how the meetings go. By the way, this is kind of, you get a bit of a glimpse of how meetings go. There's some people that talk a lot, like me or Joe
or me.
or X. You know, we have some people that are the word leaders in our group that are just more outspoken and constantly ramble. We have a lot of people in our meetings that just hang out and would only speak up if something, you know, if they don't like a decision or a direction we go. It's
well, Doc, that was written down weeks ago, and nobody said I would like to talk about it. So I was just assuming we were doing it at this point.
Maybe you have to talk about it.
For me personally, this season, like, obviously I want to collab with everybody, but I'm gonna like really make an effort to approach Iskall, because him and I have never worked together, and we've been on the server together for a long time, and he mentioned that in the little hangout we had, and I don't know, just I want to be more welcoming to those types of things, and just, you know, try to outreach to more people. So
question here from Roman. They ask, do you think that the YouTube thing or the community of you and fans are more important thing to keep the role play going? That is, I would say, you know, the YouTube thing and the community thing and everything is one. You cannot really separate that. We don't think, hey, you know, let's produce something that is hype at the moment for the YouTube algorithm to see if we can. We don't think about stuff like that at all when it comes to Hermitcraft. Maybe, you know, some individual videos you want to make here and there, you try to hit trending, right? Some of Mambo's videos have insane views or so when he makes these cool contraptions and things like that. This is different thinking. Maybe with videos like that, you look a little bit for the algorithm and so on, right? But with Hermitcraft, algorithm or popularity stuff never plays a role. Never. Like we often tell ourselves we are independent of any trends and things like that. We make trends.
Yeah.
That's what being an artist is. You have to be able to just say, I'm going to make my way in the world. And you go out there and you do it. And we're all adults, and we all know that there are certain business realities or whatever where it's like we need to not starve. We need our kids to have shelter. But I don't care if I'm going to lose money because this video won't be as popular as this other video. As long as my kid has food and clothes and a roof, I'm doing the art I want to make. And if I can't do the art I want to make full time, I would rather go back to working fixing websites more than make art for an algorithm, because that's not art anymore. That's just obeying a robot, and I refuse to do that. If I'm going to obey a robot, I'll do it at a day job, not in my free time.
Yeah. So yeah, it's always is in many things it's not as black and white, you know, or very simple, and it's very complex how we approach certain topics. That's sometimes if you read in the community how speculations happen and how things people speculate about certain things, I often feel the urge to go to Reddit and go like, no guys, it's totally not like that, and blah blah blah. But you have to restrain yourself from doing that, because you know, you don't want to pull the curtain back too far. We also want to be storytellers, right? So you guys need to have some mystery around us and how we do things and why we do things, so our stories work still. If everything is so open and clear to you, to really get into something and feel immersed is harder. Because, you know, if you're younger, of course, you don't question things so much. You watch something and you are entertained. But as I know, and some other hermits, Ren, for example, also knows, we have a bit of a more older audience in comparison to maybe, for example, Grian's viewers also, right? So when we tell stories, we also need to consider, hey, you know, we want our older audience that are really smart and asking questions to also be able to get immersed. And to be able to do that, for the grown-up folks, we need to keep the mystery alive a little bit, because you guys see through things easier, right? And so you can enjoy yourself too. You gotta keep a little bit of distance and mystery. Otherwise, it won't work because you're too smart.
Okay,
Exactly.
I have some questions from the viewers.
Agreed. Got a question here.
Yeah, I've got some questions too, Jeff. Go ahead.
Just one quick one. Somebody asked, do we add YouTubers or do we YouTubers and streamers? So for the most part, it's just YouTubers, but if you're an exceptional content creator, I don't think it really matters your platform too much. The only reason we tend to shy away from streamers is because streamers are live a lot, and that makes for content spoiled, and it's kind of hard to do that with a bunch of YouTubers. So
yeah, I had a really weird experience back in, is it season 1? And it's a bit fuzzy to me, but basically I think me and Corrales went and pranked Cilantro, and then Cilantro just, like, you know, because he streams, it's immediate for him, and then our videos come out after, and then we had like an audience going, where's the reaction, and it just didn't work very well, because there's like a synergy, because we all use the same platform to deliver the content on.
Exactly.
Right.
Well, and this is one of those things that not every hermit agrees on, you know. And so, like Jev said, you know, hey, I would be open to having someone who's just a streamer. I personally would be as well, but that's one of those things where we have to find a group consensus, and there are enough people who feel differently. You know, we got to kind of figure that out as we go. So I don't want anybody out there who's a streamer only thinking they've got a good shot at joining the server, because I've hit that wall.
I just gotta quickly say I've got to run. It was fantastic talking with all of you and hanging out with you some more, and I will see you guys. It was a great time, and I'm gonna go say goodbye to my audience and everything, and I will raid somebody. So have a good day and the good rest of the town hall, everybody.
Bring your boomers over here, man.
I gotcha. All right, guys, take it easy, okay?
See you, Jay.
Okay, Ren had a few questions, he said, right?
Well, I think that us OG hermits have been talking the whole time, and I want to hear a little bit more from our newer hermits personally. Maybe the crowd is with me on this one.
Put him on the spot.
Jem, I'm chucking you in the fire.
Let me tell you all of their secrets, chat. All of their secrets.
I've got a question for you from my audience, okay? I thought this is quite an interesting one. I pretty much know how, like, most of the hermits function, but I don't know how you function, James. I want to know more. Here we go. Ren, or in this case, Jem, How much in advance do you plan builds, storylines, etc., or are they more impromptu?
Oh, very in advance. Extremely in advance. I already got like season 11 plans. I I like I don't know, I just think of plans all the time and I write them down and then I bookmark them for that'll be for that series, that'll be for that series, and then yeah, I'm like my
Yeah.
season 9 base is
The Black
ready
Book
to
here.
go. I'm planned.
That's the book.
That's
Here.
awesome. I mean, you're definitely more organized than I am. I can tell you that much. Like you writing
Yeah,
down
it's all
stuff
down to
for
personal
loads
style.
of different series. Oh my
Yeah, I
goodness.
have like an ideas notebook. I keep it on my desk and I write everything in there and then I mock it up in creative mode sometimes. It's quite fun. I know not everybody does it, but I like being planned. It helps the storylines work a bit more naturally because I don't have to think about the build. I can think about the people. Works better.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Well, this kind of leads on to the next question that I got, which was about the Civil War that happened in season 6. And the question is, are there any plans for these big collabs again? Well, you know, the thing about those like massive storyline things that happen, those like usually happen quite organically. We don't really plan out super season long things, you know. I think most of us hermits probably know what we're doing for the first couple weeks or maybe months, but we have no idea what's happening in like 6 months or 9 months or a year, you know. We definitely don't look that far ahead. I think if we did,
yeah.
Hermitcraft might lose a little bit of its magic, because I think a lot of the magic is in the organic things that come up when we interact with each other, right? If we just start planning it, then we might as well just all move to Hollywood and just start making like a Netflix series or something, you know? And I'd much rather just like keep it organic personally.
Definitely.
The
You need to
traffic
know
is
what to
terrible in
plan.
LA.
Yeah, the traffic sucks. But I guess that being said, Jem, you know, you haven't really had the chance to be properly involved like in a Hermitcraft
No, yeah, I was
story
thrown
yet.
into season 8. That was a weird one, wasn't it?
Yeah, well, season 8 was quite an experimental season for everybody, I think. But I'm quite looking forward to causing all sorts of chaos for Pearl and Jem, our newest members. So
Pearl and I have so many plans together for
you do?
hermits.
Okay, I'm listening. What do you mean by
Well,
plans?
you know, last
exactly?
season we really didn't get the chance to fully let loose all of the chaos that Pearl and I can do. Pearl and I are some of the hermits. We got added together, but we know each other in real life as well. We've actually met and we're
Oh.
good friends. So it
Oh,
was very nice that you added us both at the same time. But that does mean quite a lot more chaos for you guys. We're quite good at organizing things. Our build styles get along. And I think you can safely say there's going to be some pranks.
I'd like to hear more about the definition of let loose and chaos, please.
Well, you
Madam
know what we
Jem?
did to Fifi last season?
Yeah.
You know, they were new. They wanted to introduce themselves and were on their best
Yeah, we were trying to be nice.
You need to appear non-threatening so that then, rather than making threats, you can just execute threats.
Exactly.
Okay, all right.
No,
Well,
it's gonna be so fun. I can't wait.
I'm slightly nervous now. I was quite looking forward to just pranking the heck out of you guys and laughing at the newbies, but now I'm
Prank us,
slightly
but
scared
you gotta be prepared. We're gonna
Yeah.
come back.
Well,
Thanks, China.
I might unleash Doc to do the pranking and just watch it in the
Oh,
background.
the goat.
Yeah, just
okay.
unleash the goat on the newbies.
The code. Yeah, I mean, I'm reading through chat. Several times people asked about new hermits. Is there new hermits being added? Normally you would catch a little bit wind if something along those lines is happening. So I guess, you know, you can answer that question yourself for yourself. But maybe, you know, who knows? Who knows? You never know.
Definitely maybe. That's
Yeah.
what Doc's trying to say.
That's a maybe. Yeah.
Yeah, I mean, I will say we've repeated many times everybody's coming back, and you're a lot more likely to see new faces in a season where people are taking the season off, and that's not the case this year. So I wouldn't, you know, Hermitcraft will have new faces in the long term.
I've got an interesting question here I think that maybe everybody can answer. Any plan on starting season 9 from where season 8 ended? So I think what this question is asking is, are we, you know, perhaps individually thinking about continuing on from whatever story we were doing in season 8 and bringing it into season 9? I'll kick off with answering. I have an opinion about creativity that when you do something really good, you don't ever do it again. The reason being that if you do it again, your audience is expecting it to be better than the first time you did it. And it's very, very difficult to make it better the second time around.
Are you saying there's no Hermitcraft Season 9 and this is all a troll?
Yeah, this is all a troll. So in my case, I guess the question would be, would you do the Hermatrix in Season 9? The answer for me is no, because I don't think Doc and I could do it better. So I personally like to start every season completely fresh with new ideas. And if I did something great in the past, that's where it's going to stay. X, maybe you can answer this one because you were doing some interesting stuff in Season 8. Like what?
Yeah, I'm totally hitting the reset button. I went outside of my comfort zone, and I mean, I'm always like trying to challenge myself, right? But I tried to challenge myself at something I'm, I guess, not primarily interested in. So now I'm kind of interested in going way back to when everything was maybe a little less thought out, more organic, more innocent. You know, I'm gonna try and be less of like a I don't know, have a big picture and just go back to playing Minecraft like I did in Season 2 of Hermitcraft or whatever, right?
Awesome.
Yeah, I see it kind of similarly than Ren there. Certain things are meant to like be more long-term, but mostly when you flesh out a storyline really carefully, it doesn't make much sense to bring it back. Like for Civil War, for example, right? People asking us to, for like war, conflict. That is a theme that occurred ever so often, but when it comes to that, we are also hitting a bit of a wall. Like, we told a lot of angles how conflicts could be and war and escalation. The question is, will you ever be able to top Civil War? Right? Civil War was really cool. It felt fresh, something new there going on the Hermitcraft server. So
that's the thing, Doc, right? We're looking for something new and fresh. We don't want to do Civil War 2.
Yeah. But some,
I also don't think we could do it as well again.
But yeah, I feel with like picking up straight at the Hermatrix, that would be probably a bad idea generally. But you can build on it, for example, right? There's different ways to keep a storyline you liked alive, but you have to reinvent it. Then you cannot do the same thing over and over. That doesn't make sense. Yeah.
Should we take a moment to talk about this build? I was just thinking of ripping out this staircase at the front and doing something different. Like, this thing is looking like, you could say that's complete right there. I kind of feel like it would be cool to throw some more stuff on the back of it so it's taller and bigger, but like, how do we all feel about this build? I think it'd be great to reconvene at some point in the season and actually put it on the server.
Yeah,
I think I've ruined it with the billboard, sorry.
But the billboard's great, man. No, that's awesome.
I'm trying to fix it.
I like it.
Maybe what it needs is like behind it another tower that goes up, like a slim one that's sort of. Oh wait, who's getting all these netherite blocks? Ren, you is that you?
Oh, are we actually making this at some point?
Yeah.
All right, never mind. I'm gonna change it.
This is a brainstorming stream, Ren.
I mean, you can get them if you want, Ren. If you're really down.
If you put them there, you grind them.
Pass.
Like maybe deep slate would look good.
Hey Doc, is it possible to put a world eater in the nether?
Yeah.
Yeah, but what you can also do is do a bed race where you use exploding beds to get as much netherite as quickly as possible. Pearl, Cleo, and I did one of those just as a goofy one-off thing last season, and it was actually a lot of fun. We just all went in different directions with a bunch of exploding beds and saw who could get what without dying. I recommend we try it.
That actually sounds pretty good. The more I look at this sign, the more that I hate it. I want to blow it up.
No, it's great.
I'm blowing it up.
Oh no!
It's a bit quiet. Let me crank it up a bit.
I'm blowing it up and starting again.
No! Please don't. I really think it's good. I think it's awesome. I mean, maybe you keep the diamond blocks and the amethyst. That's awesome. If you want to change up the other bits, sure. But look at that. Like, imagine that thing there goes a fair bit higher. Like with a nice spire roof on it.
Season 9 blew up already before it even started. Okay.
See you in
Cool.
season
Good
10,
anyway.
everybody.
Will Hermit Pack ever make sometime a return in the future? So you mean like a big scale modded Hermits project? If it's up to me, hell no. I hate not that I hate modded, but I'm really not into modded Minecraft. And there's literally no mod pack, nothing out there modded I find fascinating or intriguing. I would consider spending a lot of time. A lot of hermits think differently, I guess, but I don't think you will see a huge scale Hermitcraft modded project. Not like with participation like we have on the vanilla. That's for seen Vault Hunters. Yeah, seen it all. I say all of them, including Vault Hunters. I'm not into modded.
I think modded is great. I have a lot of fun playing modded. The problem is that to make good modded content is really, really difficult. If you haven't played modded Minecraft before, you don't really have any idea like how much fiddling there is, right? Like it is, X knows. X and I have played modded series together. And you end up doing 5 hours of grind off camera for like 2 minutes of content. And when I say grind, I mean sorting through inventories, basically. And that's not great YouTube content. So while modded is super fun and I love it so much, it's really difficult to make good YouTube content out of it just because there's so much grind. Which is probably why I don't think, modded ever really did really well on YouTube. I think mostly because the creators get super burnt out. It's just too difficult. By the very nature of the grind.
I think it depends on how you did it. I had a modded series. It was an SMP called X Life, where you basically are in. It's a really pretty mods, bunch of aesthetic mods, really cute. Like not the technical stuff that you guys do. There's lots of like flower breeding and cute stuff. It did incredible, but it was just you have 10 lives and there's a bunch of stuff that can kill you. That was the premise, and having a premise like that is separate from all the mod stuff helps a lot.
Well,
yeah, I love the idea of a non-technical modded series, or like maybe have one technical mod, like it was just create and then a bunch of visual stuff. Because once you start having like 25 technical mods who all interact with each other, I end up spending a bunch of time just reading wikis rather than making the videos. And like the less time I spend in a wiki, the happier I am as a creator.
You know what my problem was with modded packs? Always I found a game-breaking exploit and ruined my own fun. Because, I don't know, then I don't know, Draconic Evolution, wow, amazing. Then I find that you can get, ore sheep and create them so they actually drop draconic, whatever the crystals was you needed, and then day 3 I had full-blown mega draconic armor and was indestructible, and then had no fun anymore.
It's not balanced.
And that's just the way I play it. Like in normal Minecraft, there's also exploits, but they're not that powerful. I mean, you could dupe or whatever, but all of a sudden you get super overpowered equipment in these mod packs, and then you're just OP and game over. There is no reason to do anything else because you have the best armor. You fly around everywhere. You can literally build in creative, and I cannot restrain myself from using these exploits, so it always wrecked it.
Well, I think this basically, there's at this point, modded is sort of split, right? So when I say modded, I'm talking about traditional modded, where you're playing vanilla Minecraft using mods. What you're talking about is the evolution of that, and this actually it does excite me, where we use modded to create content rather than the other way around, right? I'm a big fan of that. I'm a really big fan of that because with modded Minecraft, you can literally make Minecraft do whatever you want, right? So if one of us can come up with a really amazing concept for a multiplayer series, we can make it happen with modded. We have the talent in the Hermitcraft community to make anything happen. I think
the concept Ren is mini games. I feel like vanilla mini games have kind of been pushed very far and are tricky to get right, but with modded, man, there's just so many more possibilities, right?
Well, there's infinite we can literally make anything happen. Like, just look at like MCC and some of the and Twitch Rivals and Clash of the Creators. Already, what is happening is Minecraft is being pushed away. Modded basically turns Minecraft into a different video game, and that is super exciting to me. The trouble is that us hermits don't really have time to do this, right? In order for a project like this to work, a hermit has to dedicate their, more than half their time every week to making this modded project work. And if that happens, then you lose connection with Hermitcraft, you're unable to focus on doing Hermitcraft and so on. So I don't think it's a matter of whether we like, I think some people like modded, some people don't. I think the Hermitcraft group, we just don't have enough time to conceptualize something that's going to work for everybody. Well, I certainly don't have enough time to do that.
There's even sometimes debates in the group that we say, if you play on Hermitcraft, normally you shouldn't have time to do anything else. And if you have time to run, I don't know, a bunch of side series, then you're doing something wrong with your Hermitcraft content. Because, this is normally, if playing on Hermitcraft should be for you the biggest motivation in whatever, and everything else it gets a second seat behind Hermitcraft. And
I feel called out. Doc, you're calling me out directly.
Well, no, but that's just how I personally see it. Like, it's not a rule we have.
Just jealous of the time you can find in between.
But,
I
yeah,
doesn't have a
4
kid,
series running during season 8.
Okay.
4.
But here's the thing, though, is that Jem, you don't have the responsibilities that Doc has.
No,
or that I have
that's what I tell
as a
everybody
parent.
when they're like, how can you do this with some hermits that? I'm like, I don't have kids, I don't have a house, I don't have pets. There's so many things I don't have that like free up time.
Yeah, so I'm not trying to call, or I don't think Doc's trying to call you out in
No,
particular here, but like I will say
No,
that
it's
when
just
I
funny.
quit my day job to stream and make YouTube videos, I didn't quit my job to become a Let's Player or a streamer or a YouTuber. I quit my job to do Hermitcraft. And I am so
Yeah.
excited about this next season because I have more time now. Cleo is full-time as well. We had a blast being able to collaborate last season in ways we never had before when we both had our day jobs. And it is just so invigorating being able to put so much focus into one thing creatively. And I'm pumped.
I agree. I envy you guys that can do that. It's incredible the ability to stick to something for an entire year and see it all the way through is so cool about Hermitcraft.
Yeah, that's a good point. It's rare to find that, right?
So rare.
Maybe that's the thing that keeps it going.
Yeah, some
always
projects on
here.
YouTube, everything is a bit more fast-paced on YouTube in comparison to Hermitcraft, of course. I mean, everything here is more on the long game, kind of, yeah. But I think it's, the positive thing about it is, as it is more set up for the long game, we also are okay with taking a break like that. We can do that. Our brand, our whole server will not die if you take a little bit of a break. If you're hype beast, and constantly chasing the hype, dropping something if it's no longer super hype, you can't do that. Then you have to unlimited grind and you will grind yourself to death on YouTube. And that is something you don't want to have, because then, yeah, you see that a lot, YouTube content creators burning out and stuff like that. You hear these stories. And having a certain consistency also is good for your peace of mind, and you don't feel stressed out that you have to reinvent the wheel every day.
Such good advice.
Yeah.
That's what I
Doc,
love
you said
about the
to-
hermits. I get to learn so much.
You said to me way back in the day, like slow and steady wins the race. I'm talking before Hermitcraft,
Yeah.
and like that stuck with me straight away.
Yeah, I don't know. I mean, you could push for more growth and more, there's always ways to do it. The techniques, how to get hype and so on. But I feel a slow and organic growth is also better for yourself to get used to this whole thing. You might, like, if you're so young, like Jem is super young in comparison to me, for example. And I know some content creators out there that are even younger than her and are like, millionaires already because they're absolute hype machines and went crazy, but if you're so young and get overwhelmed with so much, it can't be a good thing in my world. It's just, gotta be careful.
I've always tried to build something sustainable. I try to find a schedule that works not just for me, but for my kid. Because, if I was only able to quit my day job by, like, working on this every hour of the day outside of that day job, that wouldn't have been sustainable because my kid needs me, And so, if you're trying to grow, you want to grow toward the light, not box yourself in a way where you're gonna be eventually just suffocated by your own.
Dog sounds like an old man now. Yeah, man. I'm embracing my dadness fully. You gotta do that. It's a new role in life, so you'll change. And there will be dad jokes. There will be, advice of, in a way of like, I don't know. When I was your age, I wouldn't do that or something like that. Dad belly will never happen, Tinu. Forget about it. I'm slim as I always was, and I will stay like that. So yeah. All right. Any more hardcore questions that we cannot really answer and need to circumvent? Scar questions, we don't answer those anymore. We addressed that already. Scar is all fine. All good.
I was going to say, thank you all so much for having me. I've actually got to go get ready for an event on my Patreon server, but I really enjoyed hanging out with everybody today. I appreciate all the fans having such amazing, interesting questions for us to answer, and I look forward to hanging out with everybody more in the future.
How was my tomato season? That's more personal. Somebody suggesting I should make a flying city. Yeah. No. Will Town Hall happen every new season start? Might as well, why not? You never know, with these things, if internet changes, blah, blah, blah. Don't quote me on that, but I enjoyed it. And I think, why not? Right? Let's let it jam. Why not? We can definitely try to do that in front of a season. It's a little bit of a test balloon today. Maybe next time when we do something like that, we can get more people to join. Have a bigger group, but on the other hand, it's also tricky if we have 10 hermits here, so everybody can get a word in and answer some stuff, So we'll see, but it's a good thing to do. I think talk with the community about certain things here and there, because sometimes speculations are just going too crazy. Too much, and things are way more simple and straightforward than people sometimes anticipate. Like, for example, there was one thing that irked me. This is always weird. There's this one comment that maybe gets to you, right? So when we were saying, hey, the 19th is not gonna be the launch of the season, somebody commented on Reddit, oh, there must be something weird going on. They're trying to cover something up. Well, when I read something like that, then I just think, okay, when it's there that people think we're trying to cover something up, then it's time to do an open town hall and talk to everybody a bit. Calm people down and
So I got a question in chat that says, will there be a shopping district this season? I think that there's more than likely will be. I think in Season 8 we wanted to experiment with a different way of doing shopping, but I think what the lesson that we learned from it is that a central shopping district is kind of like the heart and soul of a Minecraft server, right? And it's weird because every season we sort of talk about a shopping district and what it's going to look like and what it's going to do, and for some reason I think we feel like we have to change it, or we have to change the shopping district or change the concept of it or how it works. But I personally feel like it's one of those things, just like you have to eat food in Minecraft, you have to have a shopping district on a Minecraft server. It's just a part of being in an SMP. And I am I'm 100% behind having a shopping district this season. I really want us to work together on it though. That's what I'm going to push for in Season 9. I want us hermits to really work together to make a shopping district like really, really sweet. In the past, in Season 7, we did work together a little bit on the shopping district, but we didn't. It was it's more like orderly chaos is what it is. And that's great. I actually love the ordered chaos of the Hermitcraft shopping district. The Season 4 shopping district and the Season 7 shopping district and even the Season 6 shopping districts are perfect example of just chaos coming together. But I think that the Hermits, we can work together to like make a really memorable shopping district that is going to be the heart and soul of Season 9. you know, when you look at it from a distance, when you see that skyline, I want to be able to instantly recognize that's the Season 9 shopping district. And, you know, I think it's going to be interesting because a shopping district can be as big or small as you want, right? For example, if you wanted a small shopping district, then you have a bunch of malls in your shopping district, right? So by a mall, I mean a shop that sells many items, right? Like the Barge, for example, or the Octagon from Season 8, right? But what happens when you make a mall is instead of having a shop for each item in the mall, you now have one shop for multiple items. And that immediately shrinks the shopping district a little bit, right? So I kind of envision a shopping district, and I don't know if other hermits agree with me on this, but I kind of envision a shopping district where every item in the game has its own shop, or every item we're going to sell, right? Now imagine the size of a shopping district that has its own shop dedicated to each item, right? Now you're talking about like a really epic landscape, and you know, every single shop is customized to the item that it's selling. Now suddenly the shopping district has a soul, it's got a pulse. There's always hermits in it, going in and around it, getting all the resources they need for builds and so on. And suddenly the blood and the veins of Hermitcraft Season 9 are pumping forth across the server as diamonds come in and resources go out and mega bases pop up and all sorts of things happen all over the show. And it's all because of this central hub, the central heart of the server. And I think that the shopping district will always happen in Hermitcraft in one way or another. And I think in Season 9 we're probably, having not really had a shopping district for a while, I think we're probably all just going to be happy with just a nice OG shopping district, and hopefully we can work together to really make it a super memorable one, and one that is like really, really awesome. So yeah, there's probably going to be a shopping district at the end of all of that.
High likelihood.
Yes.
Question for Rendog. Will there be more, or Jono, will there be more of that awesome music from Jono again? Of course. Actually, as we speak, Jono is working on my new intro song at the moment, and he's also making a song for Ren. Right?
Oh yeah. I think Jono's going to be quite involved this season. I mean, any hermit that wants custom music, they basically have a professional music maker at their beck and call. All they got to do is get in contact with them.
And for a reasonable price at that.
Yeah. So,
hey guys, I ducked out for a moment there just to read some noises in the air.
Oh, cool. Oh, we were just talking about the shopping district.
Oh, cool. I asked my audience how long they think a season should be, right? So I gave them 6 months, which was 2% of the vote. 2 years was just 5%. 18 months was 26, and at least a year from 67.
Yeah.
So it kind of tells us like what the what the audience expect, right? Which is very insightful. So thanks to everyone for voting.
I was very interested to see the results of the previous vote, where it showed that the vast majority of the audience doesn't care about the seed.
Yeah, 87%.
Yeah. And that actually blew my mind,
I told you
Hermitcraft
so.
viewers. And let me tell you why. Every time a new season comes around, or in fact when a new season ends, one of the primary things that us hermits talk about is the seed, and getting the seed to the viewers and making sure the viewers are happy with the seed. This takes up many hours of conversation. But now hearing that the seed actually doesn't really matter that much to you guys, I don't know, it relieves a little bit from me, because now I'm not going to worry about the seed ever again. I have never been someone that worries about seeds, because Minecraft is a giant ball of putty, right? You can turn the game into anything you want it to be. So whatever the seed is irrelevant. If you don't like that mountain, get rid of it. If you think that place needs a mountain, make a mountain, right? Like, you can make the seed work for you. And I think that's more interesting than like a pre-planned seed. That's just my personal opinion, but obviously, you know, the way that we handle the whole seed thing usually is we talk about it for a very, 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 very long time, and then we resolve it with a vote of some kind.
It's like we think it's the most important thing ever, but it really is.
Yeah. So that was quite an illuminating vote. I thought that was very, very interesting to see that.
It will also, this illuminating vote will also confirm one decision we made this season. You guys will learn about when the season starts. And I'm really pleased about this.
Yeah, I'm actually super, super happy about that decision now too. It's that is we for the first time ever, the group of hermits actually did something right together. It's amazing.
Yes. Hey. Could we have more streams like that from time to time? We'll try, of course. I mean, there's always the stream weekends. We already are in the making of scheduling a stream weekend for the Hermitcraft server.
I was thinking, you don't have to say anything now, I'll bring it up again later, but we could perhaps reconvene what we're doing here next week. Maybe if we get like a bit of time to talk about this build and where we want it to go, get more eyeballs on it, and then, you know, have another little creative session. Because this is amazing just to do some building, you know? Yeah,
we need some more eyeballs on this thing, and some people just coming in, starting building. But, you know, we're getting there. It's starting to become something I would feel we can consider putting on Hermitcraft at some point. Yeah.
For sure.
We have high, you know, there is a certain level, I guess, that is expected if you want to put something on Hermitcraft. And it actually does happen sometimes that other hermits call, I don't know, some hermits out and go like, yo, that thing you built in the shopping district or whatever. maybe you should have another look.
Maybe needs an upgrade.
You know, so we do that, but these things really take years, you know, that you actually, and we still work on that, you know. Still, sometimes people hold back what they want to say because, you know, nobody wants to be the drama queen or wants to be rude and so on. But it's really important that you can do that, right? That nobody feels personally like offended or whatever when somebody says, yo.
Just part of learning to be a group, really, right?
Do you still need that build you did on day one that stands on this very prominent spot made out of wood? You know, something like that. That definitely happens. Yeah. Now the sign looks so much better, says the chat.
What are they saying? Was my first sign absolutely terrible? Is that what they're saying?
No,
I love the first one, but that looks so cool.
Yeah, no, this is way better.
What I'm seeing now, though, is that it's wider than what's below it, and it feels like the deep slate now needs to become part of a bigger structure. Like, when I was looking at it a second ago, I was thinking, like, well, this can't just, like, be a big flat wall, so it's going to have to become part of something, and, like, can you perhaps give this thing some shape and some purpose, you know?
Yeah. I was thinking about just shaving this, like, getting rid of these walls.
Yeah, hey, the depth there's nice. Yeah, you still need something behind it, or maybe you don't.
Well, I'm gonna get rid of the walls, see what it looks like. That's the beautiful thing about this game, right? Like you can just erase and then rewind.
Yes,
quite a very old song.
If you get rid of that wall, it could actually cool glow there and sit there. The pillars you should leave there, yeah. Yeah, there it is.
I'm now working on the entrance. I'm thinking, like, what if we had a bit more of like a windy road leading up to the front of the building?
I need to turn off the fog setting.
I saw a question.
Oh yeah. So this is a thing that I've noticed that's going to affect our season, right?
Yeah.
The fog. Oh, this is a mod. This needs to be a mod. I will contact Henkel.
What?
So the render distance like ties the fog of your client to it. So because we're on like my little small server that's got a small viewing distance, the fog is really close. It doesn't matter if you turn up your own render distance. Those two used to be separated. In previous seasons, the render distance would be like 12 on the server, and mine would be like 20 because I liked the fog being distant. And it really affects, you know, the view of stuff. So when we're all playing together, it's going to be harder to see what's further away. So we really need a mod to uncouple the way the fog is handled, because this is awful.
Oh, Carpet already has an option to disable it, says Process. Or Tweakaroo.
Wait, I thought I had Carpet installed.
Hey, Process.
I do single player.
Yeah, I'm gonna use Tweakaroo anyways again this season, so yeah.
Does that mean we need Carpet on the server to decouple it? I guess.
Process. Just trying to, if you want the client side, you need it on both. Okay. If you want it client side, you need it.
Yeah, so it's not on this server, but I've got it on my client. Yeah, interesting.
All right.
So I've got another question here from earlier on. Are you planning to give the starter village a theme?
Look, I don't want to say too much there. Like, it's sort of like that message I wrote in chat the other day. So like, I'm not going to say too much, but there's something I could say, I guess. I don't know what to say.
Okay, don't say anything then.
I was never a friend of these districts or themed areas. Like we did it, was it season 5 or something?
We did it in season 4 and 6. I loved it in season 6. I think season 6, just the world that we created, people can just go to that central area and it is just chock-a-block with amazing builds.
Yeah,
it's awesome. So good. I think we really knocked it out of the park that season.
I think that you know what the viewers don't maybe take into consideration is that the first week on the server, the hermits are pretty poor. Like we're all running around with like pretty bad tools. We don't have efficiency. We don't have beacons basically, right? So we don't have access to like all the blocks that we'd want. So making a theme from the very beginning is really difficult. Mostly because we don't have the resources, right?
It is, however, like I sat and I thought and I found a really, really... I'm so stoked to show people my first build because it looks amazing and it's not terribly difficult to get the block set that you need. There's like 3 places you go and grind and then you end up with like a really amazing looking block palette. But I know exactly what you're saying. I just like, that's the way I approached it. I was like, I'm not going to have everything at the beginning. What can I find that's actually not too difficult? And then like get off to a really great start. So there are a few options, but yeah.
Yeah, that's totally super awesome. I think what will happen with the starter village is it's going to organically begin. The thing is, like, also in the beginning, when you theme something like a starter village, right? So say, for example, we said, okay, Season 9 starter village is a cowboy theme, right? Like an old school cowboy theme. Every building has to be made out of wood. It's got to have a saloon and a church and a jail and all that stuff, right? Now suddenly, like, the hermit's creativity is not unleashed, right? Every hermit now has to focus in on this theme thing. And I think that that's a way to like stifle organic creativity, especially in the beginning. I would much rather we just let the village be chaos, and then maybe from the chaos will come a theme of some kind, right?
Yeah.
I'd much rather have it that way.
As well, right? Like a lot of Minecraft communal areas end up looking like collages, and I think that looks really cool.
Yep, I agree. I'm very excited to do this starter village. Like I said, I've never done it before. And I think it's just going to be really nice to just log on and just see other hermits just making videos near you. And, you know, that's super cool. And that's just something that I've never really experienced in Hermitcraft. In Season 4, you know, we were close, but not really that close. In Season 5, we were completely separated. In Season 6, we were again... I could see Falsey working on her base every now and then, but that was about it. You know, Season 7, yeah. So this is the first time where literally you will log in, work on your building, look up, and there's Doc building something and Azuma in the background, you know, and like Scar is over there and Pearl is building something, and that's going to be super awesome, and it's going to like bring the world to life, right, in ways that maybe hasn't happened before, or at least since Season 3 or 2. So I'm excited for it, man. I think it's going to be awesome.
Yeah, I'm pumped. And doing this today got me like even more excited, you know? It's taken some of the nerves away, strangely enough.
Good. That's good. Yeah, I suppose I did have some other questions that came through also. Maybe let me have a look here. I want to go more into the question about how advanced we go into our builds. Like, how much planning do we do? Because I'd be quite interested to hear from you, X, like Season 9. You know, like how much... Because having worked with you for a very long time and having done lots of stuff with you also, I know that you like planning ahead quite a lot. You like to know what you're doing and like that like calms you and helps you make the best content that you can, because you know, okay, I know exactly what I'm doing today, and that's awesome. Whereas me, I'm the opposite. Like, I'm a very chaotic person, and I wish I wasn't. But like, how far ahead for season 9 are you actually planning at the minute?
Not very far at all. Like I said earlier, I wanted to have this more organic experience. So, like, I feel like the way I do Hermitcraft with the planning and stuff also like falls in line with like IRL, the way I plan and whatnot. So like back in season 2 or whatever, I didn't even have a notepad. I just log on and do something each time, right? It was always one thing to the next. I kind of want to get back to that. I kind of want to like be in the moment more and find little inspirations, especially for like tinkering with redstone and because when you go to planning mode, you tend to like think in terms of like maybe like a product, like I'm building a skeleton farm. So how's the skeleton farm going to be different? I'm going to use these blocks. I'm going to present it this way. This is what we're going to do in the video. Like all of a sudden you're figuring everything out before you even logged in. And I kind of want to just be more in the world and have like more spontaneity and just ideas come to me on the spot.
Cool.
So usually I'd tell you I have like a whole notepad full of ideas, and I do have some stuff noted down, but I'm kind of going into this one with more of a let's see what happens approach.
Oh, that's interesting. I think you guys were talking about the break earlier. I missed that little bit, but what I will say about myself personally is this break has actually been amazing. You know, for me, season 7 ended, my last episode of season 7 came out, and then we started recording season 8 like 3 days later.
Yeah.
So I was super stressed and just didn't feel like I had a moment to actually gather myself. But this last like 3-4 weeks, for the first time ever in Hermitcraft, I have got like so much inspiration and so much planning done that I literally know exactly what my first 3 episodes look like. Like from minute 1 to minute 20, I could make them now if I could just get on the server. And
that's sweet.
And I've done so much extra stuff also, like artwork and all sorts of things, and that is because of this break. Like the break really was super important, I think. And you know, I think that it's definitely something to be said for the future. I think that as hermits, we gotta be willing to give ourselves a little bit of time off sometimes, just so that we can recharge the batteries and like find the energy to basically bring the viewers the best possible content that we can give them, because that's what it's all about, right? Like making the best possible content that we can for the viewer. So I'm super excited. I've never been this organized for a season ever. Usually I just log on for episode 1. I didn't even know what's going on. Like I don't know what I'm doing, and then my first week is super stressful because I don't know what I'm doing. It's just chaos. This time around, I'm super calm and collected and excited. And yeah,
sounds great, man. It's kind of like we're flipping roles a bit.
Yeah, yeah, a little bit.
You're the
I
organized
guess.
one now.
Well, it's not going to last very long. I can promise you that. But I'm savoring it while it's there.
It might turn into a bit of a groovy. You know, you might find out that just having those plans there are like really quite helpful.
Well, we will see.
We'll see.
Trying to see if there's any more questions that we haven't answered or similar.
I would like for people in my chat to just put their hand up in chat if they weren't here earlier to kind of get the statement on when the season is starting. I'm wondering if like people are sort of tuning in and they're like sussing out. It isn't starting yet, but like obviously they're here just chatting about it. Oh my god, my chat has blown up. So like clearly there were lots of people who weren't here at the beginning.
Mr. Shrubway, quick question. They wanna hear my approach to the planning and stuff. In short, I go like this. I have a big vision where I wanna be at the end. I know already, and then all the small bits in between I fill in on the fly, mostly from week to week, and always with a lot of people helping me. Always. That is the process. Like Monday, you know, kind of think about what's the plan, and then Tuesday I meet with my people, and then we figure shit out. Sorry, excuse my French.
Oh, Doc.
Oh,
I've
Doc.
got to delete my live stream now.
But,
I'll delete it from the internet.
Yeah, that's how it goes, pretty much. Yeah, for me. So, yeah, I don't plan so meticulously, actually. Yeah. What are we most excited about for season 9? For me
If we
personally.
could just roll back round to all the people in chat that are waiting to like find out.
Oh, yeah.
So we had a date, and then things changed, and so we learned that, you know, putting the date out there was not a good idea. And as I explained earlier, my intention was for it to be in my video. Hopefully someone would spot it, but like if no one did, maybe I could give someone a nudge when we want to like hype things up. I put it at the very end of the video for like a frame, and when I edit my video and I watch the last bit, after it plays the last frame, it goes completely black, and I'm like, yeah, you can't see it, but it's there. When you watch it on YouTube, it pauses the last frame rather than go to black. And so as soon as the video went live, everyone saw it. And then a few days later, we had to change plans. And it's like a bit of a disaster. And, you know, to respond to a bad situation, Doc, you had this amazing idea of getting together, talking to the community, just saying what happened for those who are in and around my channel that saw that date, for the people on Reddit who picked it up. We now have our own dates. We're not making them public because they might change, but you know, the season will start soon. We needed more time. We've got that time, and this is a way for us to, like, you know, communicate that that's what's happened with the audience and take their questions and whatnot.
Yeah. So, and yeah, to say, as our question, so what changed now? What changed now? A lot of factors. As I said, for example, we, as usual, maybe as we always do, kind of underestimated what time goes into planning things out a little bit, hearing everybody out and blah blah blah, and then some individual stuff. Some people not there, are not there this day. You know, it's a million factors. It's not only one thing always. We said it like a million times before already. You know, don't pin it on Scar, you know, being in recovery or and things like that. It's not about individuals. It's always finding the middle ground for everybody. And in the end, we just realized, we had so much stress last season, and the goal was we want to take a proper break, so we go with a nice, relaxed attitude into the new season. Just as Ren just described how he feels, right? Inspired, relaxed, calm. And then we figured out, okay, now we have this release date out there, time's rushing, is causing stress already again. Backpedal. We need to push back a little bit, give us some breathing room, and then we go at it. Now the new date is set in stone. It will not move if the world doesn't end for some reason. And that's it. And it's very soon. But we don't want to put it out there because, of the reasons just explained, right? We don't. Because otherwise, if something changes again and we need to push, we're not talking about pushing it month here, right? We're talking pretty much going from week to week. That's our time frames here. You know, we're not moving along forever. But yeah, so we don't want to put the date out there anymore. And let's see how it goes in the future. But I'm, for example, in the camp of we should never say any launch dates or whatever. Other hermits say it's really important to have this super fixed date because, you know, then everybody knows there it is happening. We can hype it up specifically. Would maybe also be a good question for the chat, so we maybe get a bit of an idea of that. Like, is it really important for you guys to know this exact start date? Like, you know, Netflix show, seasons, so and so on, starts, date, boom, boom, and here's. Or are you informed enough to keep your eyes open and know exact, you know, keep track on Twitter and know, oh, hype is building, it's happening? Okay, let's watch.
I'm going to turn it into a poll of my channel because it looks pretty mixed.
That looks more divided, more even between yes and no. Kinda, yeah. I always say people will find out, but you know, some hermits really say it's super important. I mean, we're always unsure about it.
I feel like my poll requires a bit of context, so people can vote now, but like, we're talking in theory, not this season.
Yeah.
And I'm seeing more votes for yes. Although now that's starting to swing to no because it's not for this season, it's just in general. And it's swinging to no.
Yeah, our reasons why we don't want to share it are pretty clear, right? I mean, that's the thing. you saw it live now, right? We had a situation like that where we released a date and we couldn't hold it, and it caused nothing but stress. So yeah. But on the other hand, it's good if you have this fixed date, so everybody knows it's happening. So yeah, most likely we'll start shortly before the date actually happens. We'll start hyping, and I guess you will get a date eventually this season too, but just not now.
Oh, I'd say keep the eye on.
Yeah.
Just experimenting.
Yeah.
I feel like maybe like some sort of 4 cylindrical tower configuration could like sit behind this thing, and
A week is hype enough for a warning. I always think, we also talked about that with hype, right? The internet is so fast-paced these days. If you hype something up for 2 weeks, when it finally arrives, then the hype is dead already. I feel like a week to me feels like it's the max of hyping something. Yeah. It was nice when I knew a few days to a week, says people. Yeah. No date is better than wrong date. That's true.
yeah. I'm going to take a moment just to talk to my chat again.
Yeah.
Be right back.
Oh yeah, one question I also saw before several times. People were asking, do we have... Keep in mind, Ren, you don't see them if you go a little bit further away.
Oh yeah, good point. Forgot about that.
People be asking, are we gonna work in fixed groups like that again, like me and Ren and blah blah blah. There is no plans for that at the moment, but of course there will be organic collaborations and some, you consider some things. I would love to settle somewhat close to Ren again this season, and we be neighbors and work a bit together and things like that. Yeah, but things, it will evolve. We have to see. Definitely, we cannot be always the same thing, right? Over and over. Gotta switch things up a bit too. Yeah. I wonder what the numbers. Oh yeah, we have also a poll. Rough time is enough. Says 98%. All right then. Yeah. I feel a few days gives me time to plan. Yeah, I also feel like, if you 89, yeah, sorry, in Germany you always say it the other way around. Yeah, for me also, I feel like if I know roughly a week prior, then I can get in, can get hyped and yeah, for anything I would like to watch. But I need reminders because I'd forget, that's for sure. Boomers don't care. Hey Sponge, how you doing? Welcome back. Can we see the back of this build, lol? What do you expect at the of the back? What do you... Oh, whoa, okay. Alright, yeah, here. It's a build on the Hermitcraft. Grinds proud. Grind. Hey, you started. It's getting there, Ren. It's doing something.
Yeah. The amethyst doesn't really pop though. It's annoying.
Yeah. Mm.
I think the diamond was better. Maybe diamond with amethyst crystals could work.
Yeah. Hey, they're popping in from Ren's chat to say hi. Hermits don't do battlefield. I do. I don't know. Our builds were fully completed, Ren. Everything we did this last season.
Yep, our mega base was done, dude.
Yeah, I mean, we're not. We're not like some other lazy slackers over there. Botem. You never build backs. Looks like a government building combined with a giant log cabin. It looks like a bit like a factory too, with all the smoking chimneys. It's good, see? Mambo finished his build. Oh yeah, he truly did. Can be proud on Mambo. His giant armchair he made. It's very factory. I know, right? It might need a bit of a different color palette at some point. The brickness makes it very factory-ish.
That's looking pretty good.
It's a content factory. That's right. Actually,
Doc, I've got to go. Unfortunately, everybody.
Mhm.
I don't want to say too much, but you know what's up, Doc. Currently working on a little something something.
Oh yeah.
A little something something for the hermits.
Yeah. I know what's up.
And that's all I'm gonna say. That's all I'm gonna say. But it's gonna be great, and we're doing a little bit of testing this evening. So
yeah,
I'm gonna go and test this. There's something for the hermits
later, Ren.
But thank you everybody for coming, and we see you again in the next town hall, I guess. All right, Doc. Speak to you later.
Later, Ren.
See ya.
Later.
Yo, chat. What's happening, my dudes? Hey, if you watch Rendog TV, you know what I'm talking about. Guys, thank you so very much for coming. Listen, ridiculous amount of support coming in tonight. I'm so sorry I didn't get to any of the notifications. Yeah, you know, we just wanted to talk in the town hall and address the questions of the peeps and hang out with the hermits and stuff. So big shout out to everybody, though. Thank you so very much. Having a look here, we got some sub bombs here from Cezero, from Ghostkeeper, from Reptile, from Gray's Tower, and from Fear the Fuzzy Bear also. Guys, thank you so much, man. That's very generous of you. Loads and loads of gifted subs tonight. Thank you so much, guys. Loads and loads of resubs also. James Drew, I see, 66 months. What's happening, James? Thank you so much, my friend. Welcome back. And loads of other big resubs coming in too. Guys, if you resub tonight, thank you very, very much. Unfortunately, I got to run now to go test the thing. But thank you guys for all the biddies also. I see Red Panda. Thank you for the bits, my dude. What is your favorite HC build that you built? Probably the Valley of Tatooine is my favorite build, I think. And Ace, thank you for the biddies too. Kirsty Jade for the 35 months. Guys, thank you very, very much for all the resubs and whatnot. I hope you enjoyed the Season 9 Town Hall. We were a little bit late, but that's all good. And I hope that you guys got a little bit more information about the upcoming Hermitcraft season. Hope you're super hyped. We're all super hyped. We cannot wait for you guys to join us in Season 9, man. It's going to be awesome. Thank you guys very, very much for watching. Love all your faces. And I'm going to send you guys back to Azuma, I think. Because he might still be going for a while. Or shall we send you over to Doc? You know what? We're going to send you over to Doc, all right? Hold on. Let me make sure I get the right Chan here. Is this the one? Oh no, it's I raided the wrong Doc channel once, which was mildly embarrassing. All right, there we go. Is Doc going to? I don't know, but anyway, I'm going to send you guys over to Doc, right? Guys, we'll see you again real soon here on Twitch, Rendog TV here on Twitch. Thank you so much for watching. Thank you for all the support tonight, guys. Really appreciate you all. And one last goodbye from Obi. We'll see you guys again real soon, okay? See you guys later. Bye, guys.